A vision for a human universe world of default abundance through the Chipies ecosystem. Default abundance. So let's see how the current world actually operates. So the world operates in engineered scarcity. The cash economy actually thrives on an engineered scarcity. The market rates actually thrive on engineered scarcity. So access controlled by gatekeepers is an engineered scarcity. So that we have this kind of a big pool of laborers, and we have this kind of small pool that are so wealthy. So currency at the same time is a bottleneck for participation. So you see, we have this kind of a big pool of laborers that you have to feed this kind of a small pool of the riches. At the same time, ownership is actually concentrated. Survival is linked to limited opportunity. So scarcity is not accidental; it is structured. So we need to rethink how this engineered scarcity can be redesigned so that we achieve a world of default abundance. So scarcity is not an accident; it is a structure, because there are various parts of the economy that thrives on that scarcity. So institutions themselves, they thrive on scarcity. The cash economy thrives on scarcity. So we need to rethink how we approach this. So what I am saying is, scarcity is not an accident; it is a structure. Cash economy limits circulation, right? Labor for survival models strives on scarcity. Productivity measured through extraction, and systems that reward accumulation, not distributions, they are all contributing to scarcity. So scarcity sustains the hierarchy. All those kinds of bureaucracies that we see, they thrive on scarcity. So revolutions still depend on scarcity. Industrial revolutions required labor dependence, so they have to introduce this kind of cash economy so that they have this kind of a big pool of laborers that is going to feed the economy, the institutions. We have this kind of digital revolutions of centralized powers that needed users. So as to concentrate value in a specific corporation, etc. We have this kind of innovation cycles that rely on controlled access. So progress has scaled and scarcity has remained because it is an advantage in today's world. So the impact of scarcity on humanity has been profound. We have the social effects and the economic effects. So social effects include competition over cooperation. So everyone in business right now is competing for customers, competing for extracting value. And we see this kind of big awards being given to specific institutions because they are accelerating the rate at which people are becoming servants to their companies, etc. We have this kind of inequality of opportunity. So everything, scarcity actually brings this kind of a world whereby we have a steady flow of laborers. So we are this kind of big pool of laborers, has little opportunities, and this kind of a small pool of the world has high opportunities. So scarcity actually provides unequal access to opportunity, and at the same time poverty. So this kind of a big pool of laborers is poverty that is guaranteed to span through civilizations because they don't have time to build for their families, time to build for their legacy or lineage. Basically, they are always concentrating on feeding value to this small pool. So basically, at the end of the day, we are going to see time poverty that scales through civilizations. And at the same time, we have economic effects of scarcity, dependence on employers. So the majority are just employees, and we have 200, sometimes 14,000 employees on a specific company, all feeding in a pool of only one person or 10 co-founders or a small board of directors, right? So dependence increases due to scarcity, concentrated revenue pools. We are saying these 14,000 employees, they are concentrating value in the same small pool of the riches. And at the same time, wealth extraction from community. So we are saying, these people can't expand they don't actually have the time to build value for their communities. Instead, they can bring resources from their communities. They can actually bring the expertise to just concentrate on someone's pool. So scarcity shapes behavior and limits human potential. So all those are economic and social effects of scarcity. So what a default abundant world mean? So for us to say this world we are in right now, we are in a world of default abundance. We need to draw a line and be able to understand what a default abundance is. So when we say we are in a world of abundance, that means participation is now permissionless. Value co-creation without centralized approval. We don't wait for Mark Zuckerberg to tell us what next with Facebook, but we work for ourselves, we improve our lives and improve our lineages with full time. Then revenue circulation within communities. So instead of having this kind of extractions that you are an employer, you feed to a specific pool, then that pool will know how to use the specific funds, etc. That is in scarcity. So for us to say we are now in an abundance, we need to make sure that the revenue circulates back to value creators, and at the same time access aligned with contribution, not with who has what, who has big money or small money, right? So abundance is not infinite resources, it is optimized circulation, it is optimized life. So we need to truly understand what abundance is. So my question is, can abundance exist at scale? So my thoughts is yes, if systems are decentralized, yes, if transparent, trustless, and ownership distribution is actually fair and secular in value flows. So technology now enables us to redesign and be able to achieve decentralized systems, be able to achieve transparent systems, be able to achieve this kind of trustless systems, and actually mass distribute ownership and at the same time circulate value flows. So now that we have this kind of an infrastructure, Chipies needs to be this kind of a default abundant model. So why? Because it offers blockchain-based infrastructure, it operates on smart contracts for automation, distributed ownerships, projects connected to people directly, revenue returning to co-owners. So value does not exit the ecosystem, it will end up circulating, building abundance of value inside and abundance of assets, resources inside the ecosystem itself. So a human universe vision of Chipies ecosystem, a vision of abundance, a universe of abundance, mean that every person will act as a node of abundance. Every node is a contributor, co-creator, or co-owner. Every co-owner or contributor or participant is a co-owner. Civilization built on regenerative economics. So abundance will become default, not the exception, right? So this is how Chipies aims to achieve a world of default abundance through co-creatorship, through the technology or the infrastructure, the Cosmocrate protocol, and be able to make sure that through value circulation and regeneration, we aim to be this kind of default abundance. Thank you.